The following is a presentation of the Digital Sports Broadcasting Network. Tonight's DSBN presentation of the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week is brought to you by Marco's Pizza, Quality Computers, Classic Firearms, the Downey Law Firm, You Park 'em, You Sell 'em, Kudzu Seafood, the Macon Touchdown Club, BT Media Productions, and Middle Georgia State University. Good evening, everybody, and glad to have you with us. We are once again live from the Ed at the Ed DeFore Sports Complex. I am Russell Deese, and it is another Football Friday night. It's the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week here on DSBNSports.com, and tonight it features a matchup between 1-5A Veterans Warhawks, headed by Coach David Bruce, and the Howard Huskies out of Quad A, headed by Barney Hester. And it's a rather special night for Coach Hester here tonight, as it is his 500th game here as a head coach, not at Howard, but overall. Let's quickly go to the coin toss down here, and we'll check your captains for you tonight. First of all, for the visiting Veterans Warhawks, it is, if I get this right here in just 1 second, your captains are number 52, Adrian Flint, number 60, Sidney Snyder, number 63, Jacob Roberts, and number 70, Hart Fields. For the homestanding Howard Huskies, it is number 6, Avery Vining, number 63, and that is going to be Josh Gerald. Number 9 is Octavius Reed, and number 20 is your other captain, and that's McKay Mack. And so those are your captains here tonight. And I did misspeak. Let me go over the veterans captains again. It is number 4, Amarian Brown, number 5, Rochelle Dinkins, number 18, Jalen Louder, and number 20, Corey Walker. So those are your captains for the visiting Warhawks. Well, let's take a look at this Warhawks team. They come in with a record of 1-3 so far this year, and they have lost to Northgate by a score of 10-0 to open the season, then Dublin 21-20, Hoco 58-28, and they have a win against Worth County at 13-10. Of course, David Bruce replacing the great Logan Bird last year, who is now at North Carolina. He accounted for 3,902 yards and 27 touchdowns in his career for the Veterans Warhawks. Last year, his senior year alone, 1,635 yards and 18 touchdowns. Tonight, they'll be led by number 11, and that's Leighton Pickney. He is a junior. He's 39 of 88 for 518 yards, and he has 2 touchdowns on the year. The rushing attack is going to be led by number 4, and that is going to be Amarian Brown, one of your captains here tonight. He is a senior. 38 rushes, 162 yards with a 4.3 average. On the other side of that, it's going to be number 13, Sarah Zool, who is the second leading rusher on the team, along with number 40, Landon Quarles, who has 86 yards, and Zool has 76. So both of those will contribute as well. Your wideouts to look at tonight, they do like to throw the ball a little bit. It'll be number 8, Jeremy Horton, number 10, Trayvon Glover, number 5, Rochelle Dinkins. The tight end will be number 18, Jalen Louder. In the backfield, it'll be Amarian Brown. You'll also see Corey Walker, number 20, play some fullback as well, too. For the homestanding Howard Huskies, it is Barney Hester's 500th game in his coaching career. Got out of college and got his start, of course, with Irk Russell. Many years, 30 years, 11 state championships, or 12 at Tatnall Square Academy here in Macon before he made the move to Howard and brought them their first winning season last year at 6-4, barely missing the playoff. This year, they're 1-3. They come in, they're 1-0 in the region. They had an opening week loss to Westside, 21-0. Then in the Macon Touchdown Club Middle Georgia Kickoff Classic, It was a 34-14 loss, and then a hard-fought game with a crosstown rival, 20-14. But they got on the winning track last week against the Rutland Hurricanes. Their leading rusher is Raekwon Holmes, comes in with 243 yards, averaging a little over 60 a game, but a 5-yard carry. Andre Sellington, the senior, is going to be the man to look for on the outside receiving. He has 119, almost 200 yards receiving. So Coach Hester is trying to get things going on the offensive side of the ball. So veterans will tee it up and kick it off, and it'll be a short kick, and it'll go to the back, who will let it roll all the way back inside the 5. Now pick it up to the 10, tries to come outside. Got a block, going to get on the corner. 20, got away from another man. 25, got a block, and he'll get run out of bounds by number 40, Corey Walker, on the play, but it's going to be good field position for the Huskies as they'll set up shop for the first time tonight, and they will be at, let's see where they mark him. They may give him the 28, maybe 28, 29-yard line. They're going to give him the 28. So Avery Vining will come in. Excuse me. He will be the starting quarterback. Holmes will be in the backfield. Three-man front with 4 linebackers, and they'll close up in the end on the defense. Send a man in motion, they'll take, and Avery Vining's going to leave it with the man up in the middle. He's going to get to the 30, and that's Raekwon Holmes, and he's going to fight to the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. We'll see how they mark it down there. Give him the 31. Pick up of about 2 yards on the play, maybe 3. We'll call it a third and a long 7. Vining will check in. On the defense for the Warhawks, it'll go Lucas Stevens Brown, Kamen Smith, Vaden Viscata, Devin Powell. Taking, going to leave, and a man's going to step in, and that's Vining, and he's not going to get very far before he's hit by number 44 on the play. Make that number 4. I'm sorry, make that 44, and that's Josh Lee from his linebacker position. Corey Walker is on defense, Landon Quarles, Josh Lee, Adarian Flint, and Andrew Inslee. So now they'll go trips to one side and go double this side, and they'll empty the backfield. Avery Vining, stop and look, going to run a quarterback draw. 25, can he get a first down? He'll get outside. 40, 45, 50. Knocked out of bounds in the Warhawks territory along the 47-yard line, and a big pickup of about 20 yards on the play. Make it 15. Let's see where they stop him out. He'll go from the 32. He'll get about 20 on the play. He'll go all the way to the 47-yard line of the Warhawks. And Lorenzo Hargrove will step in at tight end now, and he'll split out. Hargrove will come to this side. They'll empty that backfield again with Vining. Vining going to take and look, throw out in the flat, and he's got Andre Sellington, and Ellington's going to get spun down right there by number 3 on the play, and that's Justin Stevens, defensive back, and he's going to go from the 47 to the 43, make it the 42, so we'll give him 5 yards. They'll mark him at the 41, so that's 6 big yards, second down and 4. Ellington will come to this near side. Take and leave it with Raekwon. Holmes will step in. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, and he won't get much further than that. And one of the men in there on the tackle that time was number 44, Josh Lee, along with number 55. I believe that was Andrew Inslee as well in there on the play. Veterans will go with a 4-man front. Howard will empty the backfield. No, they'll keep Smith in back this time. Throws in the flat to Ellington's. Got it. Got a first down if they mark him down right around where he caught the ball, which was right along the 35. They'll give him the 35 or the 36. Had to get to the 37 to pick up a new set of downs, and it looks like he's got it. And the Huskies on a 3rd and 4 will keep the drive alive. In a shotgun, take, and going to go to Raekwon Holmes. He'll get tagged in the backfield this time, and he'll get pushed down by number 3 that time, and that was Justin Stevens, along with number 55, who's got his second set of tackles for the night, and that's Andrew Inslee. So very quick across the front by the veterans Warhawks. Glad to have you with us here on DSPN Sports. It's the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week. Want to thank our sponsors again, Marco's Pizza, Quality Computers, Classic Firearms, the Downey Law Firm, U Parkham U Salem, Kudzu Seafood, Macon Touchdown Club, BT Media Productions, and Middle Georgia State University. Throwing high out here to Andre Sellington. Good coverage on the outside by Rochelle Dinkins. So it'll bring up a second down, make it a 3rd down and 12 after the 2-yard loss on first down. They'll go trips to that far side this time. Avery Vining in the flat, and man, oh man, had number 20 turned around, it would have been an interception. Corey Walker, all he had to do was turn around, didn't see it. I'm not for sure where Avery Vining was going with that. So on a 4th down play, Cody Burrell will come in, and let's see what Cody will do here. He'll kick it away. And back deep will be number 4, and that's going to be Amarian Brown. High kick. Brown will let it go into the end zone, and that's exactly what it'll do. And that's where now the Warhawks will take over on 1st and 10 in their first possession of the night. Leighton Pinckney will be the one who will keep the eye. He takes the place of great Logan Bird. Horton, Glover, Louder, Dinkins will be looked at hard. Amarian Brown at tail. And let's see how they break it out. Dinkins will come to this side. To the far side will go Jeremy Horton in the slot, Glover out wide. Take and going to give it to the tailback, and that's going to be number 4, and that's Amarian Brown, and the Huskies are going to tighten him up, and he may get the line of scrimmage on a gracious mark, and he does. And number 7 back there for the Huskies was one of the first ones in on the play, and that was Daniel Lavelle, and he is a sophomore. Dinkins will come to this side. Glover and Horton will go to the other. Brown, single setback, low snap, and the quarterback picks it up, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's lucky to get that ball up off the ground, and he's going to be spun down for a 2-yard loss back to the 18-yard line on a bad snap. Number 2, DeAndre Shelton was one of them that got in there and got him, another sophomore for the Huskies. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12 here for veterans. Try to get you some other scores as we go along here tonight. Glad to hear from you. Have you here with us. Don't forget to join us on Twitter at DSPN Sport. And that ball is tipped up off of one receiver, and Rochelle Jenkins is going to catch it and going to get a first down before he was taken down that time by number 33 for the Huskies, and that was Aaron Simmons, the senior defensive back. So a nice turn of events there for the Huskies. A lot of teams on the road, a lot of folks off. I had some weird schedules this week. Jeremy Horton and Glover to the far side, Dinkins to this near side. Single setback this time was number 40. Going to throw it out there in the flat, throw it between 2 men, and in that time in the backfield as well for the Warhawks. I believe that was Landon Quarles that was back there at a fullback position. It could have been Josh Lee. We'll check and see, but it falls incomplete. 2nd down, no good. Take and going to give it to the up back, and he's going to get to the line of scrimmage if he's lucky and going to be able to push it. And that's about as far as he's going to get before he's ridden down to the ground right along the 32-yard line. Not much of a gain that time. Number 45 on the stop, and that was Quintavious Morant. 3rd down and 12 now. They'll give him back to the line of scrimmage originally, so we'll call it 3rd down and 10. Single setback in the backfield will be Brown. Take and look. Going to throw back in the flat, and he's got a man wide open on a beautiful play, and he went to number 8, and that was Jeremy Horton, and the quarterback, Leighton Pinckney, really sold the sprint and draw to this side and turned back and threw it back to his opposite side, and that was a really good play. And let's see if that was number 8 or number 18 out there that time, and that was 18, and that was Jalen Louder on the reception, the big tight end. Thought that was Horton to start with, but it was the tight end, Jalen Louder, in a really good route. And they keep the drive alive for the second time here tonight on a big 3rd down conversion. Dinkins will go to that far side. Brown will be your lone shotgun. It's set back, and the quarterback's going to drop it on the ground, and Howard's going to scoop up a fumble along the 37-yard line and take it all the way down to the 26-yard line. And that is the second fumble tonight by the quarterback, and that was Octavius Reed on the fumble recovery. Better be careful about taking his helmet off on the field. So 1st down and 10 for Avery Browning and the Huskies. Kind of an important milestone here tonight for the head coach of the Huskies, Barney Hester. His 500th game as a head coach. Sewell will go out to the far side in a slot. Ellington will be to this near side. Take, and the quarterback will keep it, and he won't go far. Now he'll get away from 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Now he needs a block. He's not going to get away this time, and he's going to put it on the ground. And let's see. I don't know if they're going to call that a fumble. He may have been down. Let's check it and see. They're going to call it a fumble, and they're going to turn it right back over. So, back-to-back fumbles, and the ball goes right back to the Warhawks. 4:55 to go here in the first period. Want to remind you once again to join us each and every Thursday night here on DSBNsports.com for Gridiron Gab. We talk a little bit of high school football early in the show, and then it's on to college football in the Southeastern Conference, but mainly college football across the nation. Your calls every Thursday night starting at 6:30 to 8 p.m. And the Classic Firearms Pick'em contest this week is Texas A&M and Auburn. You got to pick the winner and the score, and you've got till 12 noon tomorrow to get your pick in. Just go to DSBN.sports.com, click on the Contact Us page, and you can go to our email address right there, gridirongab@yahoo.com, and get your pick in before tomorrow. Get away probably about $70 worth of prizes, and at the end of the year, the best picker will get Classic Firearms. Going to give you about a $600 shotgun. Your choice of a hunting or tactical gun. Got to see him yesterday. The camo one with the Reed camo is a Winchester. It's awful nice. And then the Mossberg 500. And there's another high snap to the quarterback, and Pinckney's going to have to pick it up, and he's going to get chased, and he is going to run out of bounds, and he's going to be in big trouble, and he's going to go all the way back. And let's see where they mark him at the 31-yard line. So that's a 9-yard loss, and it could have been a lot worse. He could have turned that ball over again. And they are really having problems with the exchange with the center on the snap. Ball at the 31, so that's going to be a 7-yard loss, make it an 8-yard loss, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 18. Got to get to the 49-yard line to pick up a new set of downs. Pinckney's going to look, going to throw a long fade down here. The defensive back will turn around. Did he catch it? And I think they're going to say he was out. No, yes, sir. What a catch. He lofted it up in the air and back there on single coverage. That was number 5, Rochelle Dinkins, and he just kind of threw it up, and he catches it on the Howard 35. And so the veterans Warhawks have been kind of shooting themselves in the foot, but they keep finding a way to get out of the hole. 3 bad snaps to the quarterback. They've turned it over once already. They've had 2 key third down conversions they've been able to make before those mistakes. Brown will be the single setback. Send a man in motion from right to left. Take, and it looked like motion up front, but it was not, and they went to number 13 in the backfield that time running the football, and that's Cyrus Zool. So Zool in the game, and Brown will check in. .325 to go in a scoreless first period here tonight. Live from the Ed DeFore Sports Complex. Dinkins will go wide to that side. They'll bring number 18, Jalen Louder, to this side now. Make that Trayvon Glover. And they're going to take, and they're going to leave it underneath with the wing back, and he's going to have a first down and more. He's going to get inside the 25-yard line down to the 23, and that's going to pick up a new set of downs. Number 23 in on the tackle. And that was Corey Jordan. Jeremy Horton on that run that time. Rochelle Dinkins will come out to this side. Horton will go to the far side. Take and leave it with the up back. He's got room to run. 20, 15, 10, 5, and you're going to get a hold call, number 4. That was Amarian Brown, but I'm sure that's going to be a hold right there along the 11 or 12-yard line. Let's see where they mark the flag, and it may be around the 18. Let's see. Offensive holding, so that one's coming back. You can take those points off the board. So they'll back them up. Let's see where they finally mark this ball down. They'll put it on the 25, so just past the original line of scrimmage, which was the 23. So it'll bring up a first down and 12 for the Warhawks right there. .234 to go in this first period of play here at the Ed DeFore Sports Complex. Send a man in motion from left to right. That's going to be Horton. Take and going to leave it with Brown again. This time he'll step in. This time he'll get it all the way inside the 5-yard line. He'll pick up. Let's see if they mark him right on the 5. They do. That's an 18-yard pickup. Make it about a 17-yard pickup. But it's a new set of downs for the veterans Warhawks, and they're knocking on the door, first down and goal. Number 32, Kerry Jones, checks out of the game. First and goal, single set brackets, Brown. Go to Brown. He almost lost a handle on it, and he is going to get dropped for a loss by number 9, Octavius Reed. Back at the, they're going to put him at the 7, so a 2-yard loss. Going to bring back 2nd and 10. They are really having a hard time holding on to the football here tonight. And let's see, number 40 is going to check in now for the veterans Warhawks, and that's going to be Landon Quarles. So they'll go with a 2 setback, Brown and Quarles. Make it a full house backfield. Take, and quarterback's going to drop it on the ground again, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 7. 3rd and goal from the 7, make it the 8. So that is about the 6th fumble with the exchange from the center to the quarterback here tonight for the Warhawks. They really struggled. Even the running backs are having problems holding on to the ball here tonight. But they've only given it up one time to the Huskies out of all those balls on the ground. So living a charmed life, they'll send Dinkins out to this side. Quarles will be the only setback. Send the man in motion. Going to give it to him on a little jet sweep. He's going to get to the 10. He's going to get to the 5. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's as far as he gets before he is brought down by number 7 for the Huskies, and that's Daniel Lavelle. So he's going to bring up 4th down. And let's see if they go for it here. They're going to reach for a field goal. And looks like they're going to reach for a field goal here. And let's check the kicker out. And that is going to be number 85 for the Warhawks. And we'll get his number here in a second and get his name for you. And that is James Tenney. And the quarter's going to end before we can get the kickoff. So, it's the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week here at the Ed DePore Sports Complex. We're into 1. Your score, the Warhawks nothing and the Howard Huskies nothing. We'll be back for a field goal attempt right after this.
At Marco's, we're piling on the toppings. Try our award-winning white cheesy pizza, stacked with flavors like feta and bacon. It's white pizza the Marco's way. Or our Meat Supremo, loaded with more Italian meats than you can imagine. With so many toppings, there's never a boring bite.
And welcome back to the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week here on DSBNSports.com, the digital sports broadcasting network. Glad to have you with us. Glad to be part of the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week. Tonight is our last night of broadcasting in standard definition, we hope. Next Friday night, we hope to unveil the HD version of this. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. Your score, Veterans 3, Howard nothing. We'll be back.
I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that.
I can fix that.
Can you fix this? I can fix that.
For the best service on your desktop and laptop computers, from hardware to software problems, Quality Computer Systems always has you covered.
All professionals, no geeks, Quality Computer Systems.
It is 3-0 now as we start the second quarter. It was a 22-yard field goal by number 85, and that was James Tenney, and Tenney will kick it off here, and it comes up, the short man goes through his hands. He's going to have to scoop it up on the 11, get to the 15, get to the 20, roll forward to the 21-yard line, and that was number 6 on the return. And that was Avery Vining, your starting quarterback. So Tenney with a field goal to lead things off at the 11:55 mark. As we went to the start of the second period. So Veterans leads it 3-0 over Howard. And the Huskies now will get their second shot at it, their first shot of it in the second period here. Taken, going to give it to a wing back, and they're going to run their own version of the little jet sweep, and that was Quentin Sewell, and he's not going to make it back to the 21. They're going to mark him at the 19, so it's going to be a 2-yard loss, and that's going to bring up a second down and 12. Avery Vining will send wideouts to this side. Meadows will be one of them. Take and going to leave it with Roquan Smith, who's going to get back to about the 20 to the 21, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's about as far as he is going to get. And in on the tackle that time, and let's check that number, and that was number 52 for the veterans, and that was Adrian Flint. The big defensive tackle. 3-0, 10:43 to go. So they'll send Andres Ellington out to this side as the far wideout. Avery Vining looks straight back. Going to throw a streak right down the middle. It's going to be picked off. He's going to pick it at the 45, 40, 35, 30. One man's going to get him, and he's going to run him down finally along the 20-yard line. And on the interception that time was number 14, and that was Devin Powell. So an interception and the second turnover of the night for the Huskies, and it's going to lead to red zone offense for the veterans Warhawks along the 21-yard line. So set up in a perfect position are the Warhawks. Pinckney will get his play from the sidelines. He'll send Dinkins to that far side. Horton to this near side. They'll go this time in an I formation. Under center goes to the tailback, number 4, and that's Brown. Brown's got room to run. He's going to put the ball on the ground, and let's see who got it back. And they fall forward, and it looks like Veterans is going to fall on it and get it. And let's see who was the man on there, and I believe that was number 60 that time for the Warhawks, and that was Sidney Snyder with a big play, and that took it from the 21 to the 11, just enough for a first down. Well, nothing wrong with going forward with it. So Brown will check out, and Landon Quarles will check in. They'll go Lighter to the outside at tight end, Dinkins to this far side. Horton will come down here, and they'll go with a single setback, and that's Quarles. Pinckney under center. Goes to Quarles. He got a big hole. 5, and it's an 11-yard touchdown run for Landon Quarles. So at 9:19 to go for the second time tonight, the veterans Warhawks are on the board in less than 2 minutes. And it is Landon Quarles with the run of 11 yards, and the extra point comes. Snap, touch, kick by Tenney is up. Kick is good. Timeout on the field. Your score, Veterans 10, Howard nothing. The Downey Law Firm understands what happens when you've been injured in a car wreck. Attorney Jason Downey used to work for insurance companies, and he's helped injured victims obtain millions of dollars for their injuries. Whether you're in Macon, Valdosta, Atlanta, or anywhere in between, the Downey Law Firm handles cases throughout the entire state of Georgia. Give them a call today at 478-974-1738. The Downey Law Firm, making sure things are fair in the legal world. Welcome back to the Ed DeFore Sports Complex. 9:19 to go. Turnover by the Huskies along their own 21-yard line. And let's see. Yeah, we threw a flag here, and it looks like we're going to have offsides against the kicking team. And not sure what happened with that. And Coach Bruce is not very happy on the sidelines. Neither one of these coaches be happy with all the mistakes. Veterans, however, has not let their mistakes hurt them. They have only turned it over once. They have dropped it on the ground numerous times here tonight, but fortunately have been able to fall on the ball, probably about 5 times just alone between the center and the quarterback. Howard's put it on the ground twice and lost it twice. Tenney will kick it off. Straight kick right down the middle of the field. It goes and hits the back again, and another drop kickoff return by the back. Picks it up on the 7, comes to the 19, the 20, 21, 22, 23-yard line is as far as he is going to go. And on the return that time was number 31, Raekwon Holmes. I can't get that recruit of Georgia out of my name, then Raekwon. So Avery Vining in a 10-0 hole with 9:10 to go in this second period of play. Meadows and Sewell will go to the far side. 2-man in the backfield now. Go to the first man through, and that's Holmes, and he's not going to get very far. One of the first man to hit him for the Warhawks was number 9, and that is Baden Visotka. Second down and 9, ball along the 22-yard line. Take, and Bonnie's going to roll to his left, throw it out in the flat, and he's got a man out there, breaks one tackle, nope, can't get away along the 25-yard line. And I believe that was Quentin Sewell on the reception. And that was 85 Josh Smith on the reception. Mark him along the 26-yard line. 3-yard pickup. It's going to bring up second down, third down, and we're going to call it, got to get from the 26 to the 33, so we're going to call it an even 7. 83 Lorenzo Hargrove checks in. Meadows will come to this far side. Ellington will be far to the other side. Avery Vining drops straight back. Got some room, hits it in the middle, and dropped it. Javarius Meadows had it in his hands right along the 31-yard line and couldn't hang on to it. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 7. And that means the Huskies are going to have to kick it away, and we'll see who goes back deep. And that is going to be number 8, Jeremy Horton, is going to drop back for the Warhawks and stand along his 45-yard line. 8-14, it was a fast-moving first quarter. Not so much here in the second. Burrell will do the honors for the Huskies. Stand along his own 15, got pressure, and got it away. High kick, going to hit along the 50. Take a little bit of a Huskies roll and then kick back like a 9-iron for the veterans Warhawks along the 47-yard line, make it the 48. And that's where the Warhawks will set up shop with 8:02 to go here in this second period of play. Don't forget, the second half, we roll in toward the end of this one. It'll be the final verdict presented by the Downey Law Firm and, of course, our player of the game. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors. Of course, our title sponsor, Marco's Pizza, Quality Computers, Classic Firearms. Sponsor of our Classic Firearms Pick'em contest each and every Thursday night on Gridiron Gab, the Downey Law Firm, Snap. Pickney's going to look, and now he's going to run it himself. 50, and that's as far as he'll get before he's spun down along the 48-yard line. So he goes from the 47 to the 48. We'll give him 4 good yards on that. Kudzu Seafood, you park them, you sell them. The Macon Touchdown Club, BT Media Productions, and Middle Georgia State University. Don't forget, you got time to still get in on our Classic Firearms Pizza Pick'em contest this week. Win you about $50 in good food and some hats and T-shirts and even some ammo from Classic Firearms. Email your pick to our pick of the week. Go to Brown and a flag, and we're going to get motion, I believe. Let's check and see. Yep, false start. Try to run that little jet sweep thing again. Back them up 5, so that'll take them back beyond the original line of scrimmage and bring up a 2nd down and 12 now. Make it 11. But back to our Classic Firearms Pick'em contest. This week's game is Texas A&M at Auburn. You can email us right here at the website at gridirongab@yahoo.com. Message us on Twitter. You got till 12 o'clock tomorrow to get your pick in. We got a lot of picks in already this week. Winner will pick up about $70 worth of goodies, and your name goes in the hat if you're the winner with a shotgun drawing at the end of the year. Going to show us a high ball down there to Dinkins along the 34-yard line of the Huskies and just a little high out of his reach. Back there on the coverage that time for the Huskies was Zaquan Mitchell. A lot of good things happening here on the network. Next Thursday night, look for us at Marco's Pizza on Riverside Drive. In a shotgun. Pickney. Going to drop straight back. Got time, got protection. Overthrows everybody. Dinkins kind of cut off his route, but he had the corner over there, had over the top coverage. So he was kind of boxed in, not much room to go at 6:48 to go here in this second period. 10-0 is your score. So the punter will get it away along his own 36-yard line. Line drive kick caught, and they'll run a fake reverse, and he's got a man, and that's number 3, Andres Ellington, coming this way. And I'll tell you what, number 2 and number 3 laid the wood to him right along the 26-yard line, and that was Jamal Lucas and Justin Stevens. .632 in the second. Ball along the 25-yard line. First down and 10, long mark at the 24. Wideouts wide and left. They'll have 2 men, one in an H-back position. Take and go to, let's see who that was. That was number 31 that time at tailback, and that was Raekwon Holmes. And number 55 was one of the men in there to hit him, and that was Andrew Inslee, excuse me. They'll go 3 wideouts to this side this time. Drop straight back. Binding, he's going to run the quarterback draw. Didn't really fool anybody. You don't want to get a block in the back, and big number 52 runs him down from all the way across the field, and that's Adaron Smith. Adaron Smith, Plint rather, on the tackle. Quentin Sewell checks in. 5:23 and the clock runs. It's a 10-0 ball game based on a field goal by Tenney and an 11-yard touchdown run. Take and throw it out in the flats. Got a man completed. He's going to be a little short. They're going to give him a good mark up to the 35, and the coaches at Veterans are not going to like that mark, and I don't blame him. He may have been right at the sticks, but they gave him a yard beyond the sticks, and that was a pretty good mark. As he came back for the pass, Lorenzo Hargrove comes to the sideline to get the play. Meadows will come split to this side. He'll have a man in a slot and a man in a flank. Now the quarterback's going to run it, and he's not going to get very far at all, and he's going to be spilled down by number 9, and that's for the Warhawks, and that's Van Biscata. And I'm not for sure, Mom and Dad, of his pronunciation, but it's a bit Sokta. So a big second down and about 13 now to go. Avery Vining in a shotgun. Looks, throws in the flat, got Meadows out here, and he's going to get spun down along the 37-yard line. So he'll pick up about 5, get 2 back the 3 that he lost, and it's going to bring us third down and 8. Got to get to the 45-yard line to pick up a new set of downs. Ball rests along the 47. They'll go trips left this time. Single, no setback in an empty backfield. Throw out in the flat, and it's going to be intercepted in his second one of the night, and number 12 got up and got it, and that was Jacob Pierce. So the Huskies are going to turn it over again, and he threw it in crowded traffic right there along the 40-yard line, and the young man just had to stick his mitts up, and it was thrown right to him. So the veterans Warhawks will come in, and they'll get another shot at it here with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this first half of play. Both of these teams come in 1-3. Pickney in a shotgun. Take, and he's got double men in the backfield. He'll go to Horton, who's going to get a hold out there. He's going to have a nice run. He's going to pick up about 14 big yards, but I believe this one's going to come back on a hold, and I believe they're going to get number 18, Jalen Louder, is one of them that got the hold there. Let's check it and see. Yes, sir, it'll be a hold, and that's going to back him up 10. And the hold came along the 41-yard line, so that will take it back to the 49-yard line, I believe. Let's see where they mark it at. Yep. And that ball is going to go to the 49-yard line, and that's exactly where they'll mark it. So it's going to be first down and 21. Actually, it'll be an 11-yard loss from the line of scrimmage. The flag was thrown about a yard deep. Pickney will go from the sideline from Coach Bruce and get his signal. Dinkins will go to that far side. They'll bring Horton this time to this near side. Quarles will be in the backfield along with Pickney. Pickney will go to Quarles, go outside, 50, 45, 40, 41-yard line. He'll pick up 11 of his yards back before he's brought down on that far sideline. Aaron Simmons on the tackle, 2:56. Clock goes to the 39, and now we got a second down and 9 after an 11-yard pickup. Ball rests on the 39 of the Huskies. Dinkins will come to this side. Timeout for the Huskies. We'll take one with them. You're listening to the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week on DSBNSports.com. We'll be back.
You wanted it back, so we're bringing it back. Marco's Grilled Chicken Florentine Pizza. We start with dough made fresh in our stores every day. Then top it with Parmesan garlic sauce, grilled chicken, 4 cheeses, including feta, and of course, garden fresh spinach. For a limited time, get Marco's large grilled chicken Florentine or any of our specialty chicken pizzas for just $12.99. Order online at marcos.com.
Welcome back to the Ed DePore Sports Complex. It's the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week right here on the DSBN network, right here on DSBNsports.com. It's a 10-0 lead for the Veterans on a field goal and 11-yard touchdown run by Amarian Brown, and that's been our scoring so far. And the ball's been put on the ground an awful lot here tonight with these two schools. So 2nd down and 9. This time, Pinckney will be in a shotgun. Send a man in motion from right to left. Going to leave it with Brown underneath. He's going to step inside, and he's going to pick up 1 yard before he is brought down. And we'll check and see. I believe that was number 40. Yep. 43, and that was C.J. Grimsley, who's had a good night here tonight. Brings up a 3rd down. 2:17, and the clock will run. Pinckney will have Brown in the shotgun behind him. He'll send Jeremy Horton to this near side. Dinkins will come in motion now from right to left. Taken, he's going to roll out. Got pressure, throws it in the middle and broken up nicely as he was trying to go to number 44 that time. And that was Josh Lee who was intended for, and it was broken up by the Huskies. So 4th down and 7. .156 to go here in the second half. Second period of the first half, brother. 10-0 is your score. Not a lot of offense, and a lot of balls been put on the ground already in this contest, hurting both of the offenses. Dinkins will go to that far side. To this near side will come number 3, and that is Justin Stevens. In a shotgun. And a timeout from Veterans and Coach Bruce. We'll take it with him. Timeout on the field. 10-0 is your score. It's the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week on DSBN Sports. We'll be back after this timeout.
You guys did a great job on my computer. Can you fix this?
We do work on cell phones. We fix tablets and game consoles. Yeah, we can fix that. What happened?
I don't know.
The best prices and the best service. Quality Computer Systems has you covered.
All professionals, no geeks, quality computer systems.
And on a 4th down and 8 play, Pinckney's going to throw it downfield, and it's going to go a little high. Almost had a chance to pick it off back there. You had a Husky breaking on it, and the Huskies will take over with 1:51 mark of this second period of play as we get ready to head towards halftime. 1st down and 10 for the Huskies. They'll take over on downs along their own 37, and they've got to find a way to get their offense on track. And this Veterans defense so far has not let them allowed to do it. So they'll go wideouts to either side. They'll go single setbacks with Vining in the backfield. 2 slots, 2 wides. Drop straight back. No, they're going to leave it with the tailback. Vining's going to keep it himself, and he's not going to get very far. And number 44 in there on the tackle, and that is Josh Lee. And Lee has had his name called rather regularly here tonight in the early going of this game. Raekwon Holmes will come in from the sideline and get his play. Andres Ellington will go to the far side along with Meadows in the slot. Kelly and Sewell will be down here. Avery Vining in trouble. Now he's got to get rid of it, and they're going to get a hold, and he keeps the ball, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds, but there's going to be a hole back there, and I believe that it's going to be on number 51 for the Huskies. and that's Daniel Allen. And they're going to back him up 10. Let's see where they back him up from. And it is a hold against the Huskies at 107. They'll decline it, and it's going to bring up a second down, make it third down and 8. $107 to go here in the half. Meadows will go to that far side. Take and leave it with a tailback, and that is Raekwon Holmes. He'll get across the 40 from the 37-yard line. It'll be fourth down. And quickly, Veterans calls a timeout. We'll take 1 30-second timeout, come back and finish the half. You're listening to the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week on DSPN Sports. We'll be back. If you've been injured in a car wreck, call the Downey Law Firm in Macon, Georgia. Attorney Jason Downey focuses on personal injury matters and it's fought to recover millions of dollars for his clients. The Downey Law Firm handles cases throughout the entire state of Georgia. Visit their website today, DowneyLawGA.com, or give them a call at 478-974-1738. The Downey Law Firm, making sure things are fair in the legal world. Welcome back to the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week. Glad to have you with us. If you're on DSBNSports.com watching this game, we'll just go to the drop-down menu if you're down there under the Marco's Pizza logo and drop the menu down. You can go to your location right now and order your pizza from the location closest to you. Dublin, Warner Robins, Macon, and coming soon to Forsyth. So whichever pizza Marco's location is close to you, just hit it on that menu. It'll take you right there, and it's time to order a pizza while you're enjoying some football. So the Huskies will kick it away. Ball will bounce along the 25 and go out of bounds along the 24, I believe. Let's see where they mark it. And he's going to move up. Yep, going to give him on the 25. So 52.2 seconds to go. And the Veterans with a 10-0 lead. And one more shot for it. Now, it's under that's going to play at the half. As I understand, they're going to play after the game. And we'll try to get some more information about that. I talked to Eddie Ashley from the athletic director of Bibb County, and he was talking about, we'll ask more. Now, Pinckney's going to throw it long, and he's got a man down there. You cannot let him make that catch at the 43-yard line with 41.9 seconds. And you got a corner and a safety back there playing center field, and they absolutely cannot let a man make a catch like that because that ball was floated out there just perfectly by Pinckney, and the receiver actually had to wait on it a little bit, and he went up and got it and brought it in a nice play, a nice pitch and catch from Pinckney. He'll take and look. He'll throw it toward the sidelines, go out of bounds this time. He was out there looking this time for Jalen Louder, his big tight end, along the 26. And that'll stop the clock and make it 2nd and 10. And wait a minute, we got a flag on the sideline, and I'm not sure what this is going to be. And it's going to be a false start against Veterans. So that'll back them up to the 47-yard line of Howard with 31.3 seconds. Glover will be to this near side. And we've got some discussion here. Let's check it and see. And I'm not for sure what that is all about. And I don't know what the delay was. Man down in the corner of the end zone? That couldn't be it. So in a shotgun, Pickney drops straight back, throws it over the middle, got a man breaking open on a little inside skinny post, and that was number 10, Trayvon Glover. And he's caught it, and he's got a new set of downs, it looks like, for the Warhawks with 27.9. Going to be important here for the Howard Huskies as they'll try to hold them out of the end zone and any more scoring. Quickly in from the sideline from Coach Bruce is Pickney with the play. Brown is his setback take and going to give to Brown. Step in, 30, 25. He'll get out of bounds along the 24-yard line before he's rushed out. Well, let's see where they mark him. Maybe the 21. So that gives them another first down. And that'll be first down and 10 with 18 seconds to go. Now they in field goal range for their kicker, number 85, Tenney. Up to the line, 18.6. 10-0 lead in this one. In a shotgun, Pickney looks. Got a man wide open on the 3-yard line, and he got hit hard as he was knocked down. That was Brown, who came out of the backfield, and a big tackle and hit number 20 on the carry, and that was Mekhi Mack. And that was a big hit and may have saved a touchdown. At least first and goal at the 3, because it was on the money. Pickney threw it on a rope down there to Brown. Brown just snuck out of the end zone and found a crease deep in the middle around the 3-yard line, had it in his hands, and it was jarred loose by Mack. Second and 10, 12.3 seconds. Wide outs to both sides, slots to both sides. In a shotgun, gonna look. Throw it in the middle, and a linebacker just dropped it for Howard. Could have been a pick. Number 43, that was C.J. Grimsley, and he's had a really good first half. 8.9 seconds, third and 10. Is it 2-down territory here for the Warhawks, or will they reach for a field goal here late if they don't complete something here? Third down and 10, ball rests along the 21-yard line. Dinkins to this side, out to the other side will be Glover. Drops straight back, going to throw a fade to Dinkins down here in the corner. Does he catch it? And let's see, is it a touchdown? Yes, it is. Wow. With 2.5 seconds to go, Pickney throws a touchdown pass in the corner to Dinkins. So that is one that will break your back if you're the Howard Huskies. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. Timeout on the field, your score, the Warhawks 17, Howard nothing. You're listening to the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week.
It's a pepperoni celebration. Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico Pizza. Made with 2 kinds of mouth-watering pepperoni. Zesty Classic and our authentic thick-cut Old World. Cooked till the edges curl in crispy perfection. And for big flavor in every bite, the crust is finished with garlic butter, spices, and Parmesan cheese.
2.5 seconds to go on this one. It's a 21-yard touchdown pass for Pickney to Dinkins. The extra point is good by Tenney, and the Warhawks lead it 17-0 with 2.5 seconds to go. They'll kick it short, and the up man will catch it, and it'll get through to him, and it'll run out. Well, it's halftime, 17-0. Don't forget, go to DSBNsports.com, scroll down to the middle of the page under our sponsor section. Pick your location for Marco's Pizza. It's halftime. It's time for some pizza. And tell them you heard about it on DSBN Sports. We'll go to the half. Your score, Veterans 17, Howard nothing. We'll be back after these timeouts.
At Marco's, we're piling on the toppings. Try our award-winning white cheesy pizza, stacked with flavors like feta and bacon. It's white pizza the Marco's way. Or our meat supremo, loaded with more Italian meats than you can imagine. With so many toppings, there's never a boring bite.
I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that.
I can fix that.
Can you fix this?
I can fix that.
For the best service on your desktop and laptop computers, from hardware to software problems, Quality Computer Systems always has you covered.
All professionals, no geeks, quality computer systems.
The Downey Law Firm understands what happens when you've been injured in a car wreck. Attorney Jason Downey used to work for insurance companies, and he's helped injured victims obtain millions of dollars for their injuries. Whether you're in Macon, Valdosta, Atlanta, or anywhere in between, the Downey Law Firm handles cases throughout the entire state of Georgia. Give them a call today at 478-974-1738. The Downey Law Firm, making sure things are fair in the legal world. Well, it's football time in the South, and that means we're rolling toward the greatest time of the year. No, not just football. It's almost time for hunting season too. And if you're in the market for a new rifle, there's no better place than Classic Firearms, located at 3780 Northside Drive, right here in Macon, across from the Wellness Center. Whether you're in the market for a rifle, a shotgun, or a new concealed carry pistol, now is the time to go see Buddy Webb and his knowledgeable staff at Classic Firearms. They have everything from weapons to accessories to ammunition. So call them today at 478-257-6655 or visit them online at classicfirearmsga.com and tell them you heard about it on DSBN Sports.
You wanted it back, so we're bringing it back. Marco's Grilled Chicken Florentine Pizza. We start with dough made fresh in our stores every day. Then top it with Parmesan garlic sauce, grilled chicken, 4 cheeses, including feta, and of course, garden fresh spinach. For a limited time, get Marco's large grilled chicken Florentine or any of our specialty chicken pizzas for just $12.99. Order online at marcos.com.
You guys did a great job on my computer. Can you fix this?
We do work on cell phones. We fix tablets and game consoles. Yeah, we can fix that. What happened?
I don't know.
The best prices and the best service. Quality Computer Systems has you covered.
All professionals, no geeks, quality computer systems.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, call the Downey Law Firm in Macon, Georgia. Attorney Jason Downey focuses on personal injury matters, and it's fought to recover millions of dollars for his clients. The Downey Law Firm handles cases throughout the entire state of Georgia. Visit their website today, DowneyLawGA.com, or give them a call at 478-974-1738. The Downey Law Firm, making sure things are fair in the legal world. Hey guys, I know that we can sit around and talk about football and firearms and hunting all day long, but right now I want to speak to the ladies in the audience. The fastest growing segment of firearm purchasers and owners in our country is now women. So ladies, when it comes time for you to make a decision about your first or your next firearm purchase, trust the staff at Classic Firearms. Located at 3780 Northside Drive, just across from the Wellness Center, let Buddy Webb and his knowledgeable staff assist you in this very important decision. From firearms to ammunition to accessories, trust the fine folks at Classic Firearms. Call them today at 478-257-6655 or visit them online at classicfirearmsga.com and tell them you heard about it on DSBN Sports.
It's a pepperoni celebration. Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico Pizza. Made with 2 kinds of mouth-watering pepperoni. Zesty Classic and our authentic thick-cut Old World. Cooked till the edges curl in crispy perfection. And for big flavor in every bite, the crust is finished with garlic butter, spices, and Parmesan cheese.
At Quality Computers, we're known for our service, whether locally for our in-store and on-site service, or nationally with our remote service or Quality Care Suite. But we also have the largest selection of computers in stock in Middle Georgia, whether that is new desktops or new laptops, or refurbished desktops and laptops. We also carry all-in-ones and convertibles.
All professionals, no geeks, quality computer systems.
I've always wanted this. You have too. It's waiting to be unleashed.
It's in all of us. You just have to find it. Greatness. It's where your dreams and passions become reality.
Greatness is where your hard work and dedication paid off. Greatness. It's shaking hands with your future. Middle Georgia State University. Find your greatness.
Hey folks, Russell from Gridiron Game of the Week. When you get ready to buy a new car or a newer automobile, there's always the dilemma of what to do with your current car. Well, that's where You Park 'Em, You Sell 'Em at 3306 Vineville Avenue comes in. You Park 'Em, You Sell 'Em is the original automobile dealership with the owner in mind. For 18 years, You Park 'Em, You Sell 'Em has been the only alternative to giving your car to a local dealer on a trade-in or trying to market your car yourself. So when you get ready to sell your old car, give them a call today at 254-6310. That's You Park 'Em, You Sell 'Em, 3306 Vineville Avenue. The Macon Touchdown Club begins its 71st season on September the 6th at the Methodist Children's Home on Pierce Avenue. Join us again this year as we celebrate football, fun, and fellowship. Among our featured speakers this year will be former Georgia head coach Ray Goff, former Virginia Tech legend Frank Beamer, University of Georgia legend Lauren Smith, and former head coach of the Auburn Tigers Pat Dye, along with many others. Each Monday night starting at 6:30, that's the Macon Touchdown Club. Visit us online at MaconTouchdownClub.com.
At Marco's, we're piling on the toppings. Try our award-winning white cheesy pizza, stacked with flavors like feta and bacon. It's white pizza the Marco's way. Or our Meat Supremo, loaded with more Italian meats than you can imagine. With so many toppings, there's never a boring bite.
I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that.
I can fix that.
Can you fix this?
I can fix that.
For the best service on your desktop and laptop computers, from hardware to software problems, Quality Computer Systems always has you covered.
All professionals, no geeks, quality computer systems.
The Downey Law Firm understands what happens when you've been injured in a car wreck. Attorney Jason Downey used to work for insurance companies, and he's helped injured victims obtain millions of dollars for their injuries. Whether you're in Macon, Valdosta, Atlanta, or anywhere in between, the Downey Law Firm handles cases throughout the entire state of Georgia. Give them a call today at 478-974-1738. The Downey Law Firm, making sure things are fair in the legal world. And welcome back to halftime here at the Ed DeForest Sports Complex, where it is 17-0. Veterans leads it. We'll give you a recap of the first half scoring. Veterans got out on the board first with a field goal of 21 yards from Tenney at the 11:55 mark. That gave Veterans a 3-0 lead. Then an 11-yard touchdown run at the 9:19 mark by Landon Quarles. And the extra point was good, and Veterans led it 10-0. And then with 2.5 seconds to go, a 21-yard touchdown pass from Leighton Pickney to Rochelle Dinkins, and the extra point's good, and we stand where we're at right now at 17-0 is your score. So let's bring in our halftime guest, none other than the man that knows as much about high school football in this area as anybody, and it's Ron Seibel from the Macon Telegraph. And Ron, good evening. Your thoughts on this first half of this game?
Well, Veterans done a good job tonight taking care of things on third down plays and late in the first half. They had a couple of situations where they were facing third and longs, and especially in the first quarter, and really capitalized on those situations, made the first down, kept drives going, and in the second quarter they started taking advantage of things, turned the interception into a touchdown, and then in the final minute there of the first half, really took care of business, got the ball moving, 35-yard pass on the first play, ended up capitalizing and make that touchdown. So really give credit to Veterans for answering adversity.
Well, in this first half of play, really here, and I'm kind of lost my mic there for a second, but in this first half of play, Veterans put the ball on the ground 5 times, I think, in that first half of play. And most of it was exchanged between the center and quarterback, but they were fortunate to only lose one of those fumbles.
Well, that's the kind of thing that you clean up as the season goes on. And tonight, it obviously showed in trying to get that exchange down. I'm sure they're going to be working a lot on that in practice. But, yes, the ball has bounced their way on those exchanges. And really, Veterans is really taking advantage of the giveaway-takeaway deal because their defense is picked off Howard twice.
Well, we've looked at this Howard Ball Club a couple of times this year. I've had the opportunity now to see them 3 times, and they are really just struggling trying to get something going consistently on the offensive side of the ball, which has kind of always been Barney Hester's forte as we're celebrating his 500th game here tonight as a head football coach. I had a conversation with him a week ago, and it was, even though he's got some juniors and seniors on these teams, he graduated, I think, somewhere between 19 and 21 seniors off that team from last year. Even the upperclassmen on his team this year, they don't have a lot of playing time.
That's definitely the case. I looked in the stats, and there were 2 or 3 ninth graders interspersed among who Howard had going on. And one thing that I noticed, I covered their first game against Westside, and they could get absolutely no passing game going. I think they may have completed 2 passes all night.
21 yards, something like that.
And it was a matter of just throwing it almost out of desperation and really kind of just firing at will. And the passing game tonight seems a little bit more disciplined. That they seem to be settling for more of the 4 or 5 yard outplays, and that's a good thing to get down, especially when you have a young quarterback and a young offense. Is get those 3, 4, 5 yard plays and not go for the home run on every play. There's a tendency to want to push things and get as many yards as you can on every play, but ultimately you've got 4 downs to go 10 yards. And if you start nailing those short plays, sooner or later defense is going to key on those plays, and that's going to open up the deep plays. So despite the 2 interceptions, I am seeing a little bit of progress in this Howard passing game tonight.
Yeah, they've got to get more vertical, obviously, with this game as the season progresses. Of course, Coach Hester and Coach Bruce, even on the other side, are 2 guys that have known for a long time coaching high school football, and they both believe in discipline. They can't, as far as execution goes, and neither one of them can really be happy for the most part of how their team executed, either whether it's Veterans or Howard here. There's too many mistakes for both of these coaches. I know they have to are looking forward to getting that adjusted at halftime.
Oh, definitely. And games like these, a non-region game, one of the final non-region games before they get into region competition.
Right.
This is one of those games where you really want to start cleaning up things going into the meat of your schedule. And there's definitely things that still need to be cleaned up on both sides of the field tonight. And this is why you play those games with young teams that you have. You get those reps in, and you hope by the second half of the season things start coming around.
All right, talk about as we look around Middle Georgia. Jake Fromm, wow, another fantastic night again last night.
He's going to be playing Sundays one of these days.
I'm beginning to think if he's not going to push Mr. Eason next year at the University of Georgia. Now, of course, everybody says, he hadn't signed the paperwork to commit to Georgia, but I don't think there's any doubt he'll go there. Now, who knows now with the way the recruiting process works. I mean, he committed to Alabama, and then Kirby came to Georgia, and then he committed to Georgia. Any chance he could flip again and maybe look at another school? Probably not at this point.
Well, you have to think in the back of Jacob Eason's mind that he's going to have somebody pushing him next year. So unless Jacob Eason comes out and goes all sorts of crazy, which right now it still like he hasn't even broken out of the pack yet, it's there for the taking for Jake Fromm if for that starting position, even as a true freshman. I don't think they'd start him as a true freshman. If I were them, I'd think about redshirting him and go 1 year with Eason.
Right.
And if that doesn't work out, bring up Fromm. But if he wants to do it as a true freshman, I think it's there. Unless Jacob Eason starts showing us stuff that he hasn't shown us yet after 2 games. I hate to say this after 2 games, but
right. I mean, it's early in the season, and like I told somebody on our show Thursday night, that game that they had over the weekend against Nicholls State may have been the best thing that happened to them all year, guys. Kind of harking back to Nick Saban in his first year. I mean, he went 6-6 with that Alabama team, lost to Louisiana Tech with basically the same players that Mike Shula went 10-2 the year before. And after that season was over, he got to the bowl game, won it 7-6, and he ain't looked back since. And I know the Georgia people are expecting that from Kirby as well too. But it's a long season. We're 2 games in, and we'll see what happens tomorrow up in Missouri. I expect Georgia to bounce back pretty strong tomorrow and look rather healthy against a Missouri team. Although they've got pretty fair defense, I don't think offensively they can stay with Georgia.
Yeah, I think we'll see what Georgia's made of. I'm sure that there may have been a word or two invented watching film or during that game or at Monday practice.
That's a good way to put it.
But yeah, this is the type of Missouri team that they've gone through a coaching change there, and
a lot of turmoil last year.
A lot of turmoil, and they may not have what they've had in the past. So this will be a good little start for Georgia. And granted, it's a road game, but we'll see what they're made of early on.
All right, before we get back to high school football, any upsets you see coming this weekend in the college football world?
Well, my dad's a big Ohio State fan, and they got that Ohio State-Oklahoma game coming up, and
Steve's feeling a little heat.
Oklahoma could be a little hungry there for the Ohio State guys, and Ohio. It's one of those things where you just never know.
Yeah, I picked a couple of upsets this weekend. I'm going with Louisville over Florida State, and I think Mississippi State's going to beat LSU down in Baton Rouge. That's my 2 upsets this weekend.
The Mad Hatter, he seems to be on the hot seat over there, and he's over 1 and trying to get things happen this year. So we'll see what happens, but I wouldn't be totally surprised if Miss State pulls it off.
All right, let's talk high school football. Teams you got your eye on in the Middle Georgia area to make a deep run into the playoffs here.
Well, let's look at Bibb County since those are the schools that I cover. FPD is the surprise of the year, and I think Greg Moore and company kind of knew it going in, but weren't wanting to tell anybody and wanting to sandbag it, and rightfully so, because they have come out like gangbusters and had the early win over Howard, and then really last week that 56-0 win over Hawkinsville surprised a lot of
folks.
Not that they won, but the way it happened, because they were at a running clock at halftime, and that's a team in Hawkinsville that won a state championship 2 years ago.
That's right.
You do something like that, you're going to get some people to notice you.
All right, Stratford, Tattnall both off to a good start. Big game next weekend over at Stratford against Lincoln County. That's going to be a really good football game.
I think Lincoln County is going to be the top team or the team to beat in the eastern half of that region after Aquinas lost his quarterback to graduation and lost a running back to transfer and lost a few other players. Stratford has had to break in some new players. Defensively, they're really strong. Tattnall with all of its veteran players has really come along under that first year coaching staff. And I hate to say first year because they have all those veteran assistants that have been around the block multiple times.
Ronnie Jones and Brian Way, all those years at Westfield and Warner Robins.
Yeah, I keep talking that I want to go over there sometime early in the week and just hang out in the coach's office and just talk shop for a while. And I haven't been able to do that yet, but I'd love to go over there sometime because that's got to be a fun coach's office. But all four private schools have some positive things going for them early on in the season. Mount DeSales with a couple big wins surrounding that loss against Central. But Stratford's got a 2-1 start. Tatnall, really, the way they've started, not just with the 2 wins, but the 2 shutout wins. That's what's really impressed me. And then FPD and what they've done. So that 7 single A it's looking real strong with those Bibb County private schools. And then among the public schools, Central's 3-0. They have, they're going to finish at least 500, and Jesse Hicks, he isn't satisfied with what they have yet. There's some things there they wanted to get cleaned up, and he's kind of challenging them to do more. And I look for some good things out of them coming in the second half of the year because I know they're hungry after, even though they went 6-4 last year, they did not make the playoffs. So
right.
I think they're really hungry for a playoff spot there. And really, a couple of the other schools, Southwest, after that win over West Side, they've lost a couple games since, but I think come region play, they'll be right in the mix. And West Side, they started out with a really strong schedule, and in that game against North Side, where they hung with them for most of the way.
Oh, yeah.
I think that told the people that, hey, even though they lost to Southwest, it's still West Side, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So we'll see. They still have a real strong couple of weeks here. They're playing Best Academy out of Atlanta tomorrow, a team that has played a lot of private schools up in the Atlanta area. Next week they've got Peach County, which is probably the strongest way to start region play. So, West Side, I will not count out West Side yet.
Well, Coach Spoons has them in it every year. All right, it's getting ready for the second half kickoff here at the Ed DeVore Sports Complex. It's Veterans 17 and Howard nothing. We'll get ready for the second half. Ron Seibel has been our guest at halftime here with the Macon Telegraph. Tell us some exciting things going on before you get out of here. Anything that we need to know with the Telegraph? Of course, you've got the football Friday night scoreboard going every week, and of course, you're on Twitter as well too.
Right. We have a live scoreboard at Macon.com every Friday night, and then I'm on Twitter, and several of our other writers are on Twitter as well. You can follow me on Twitter at Ron Seibel. That's at RonSeibel. Any game that I'm at, I will have live updates from, assuming that we have cell phone connectivity, which at most places we do. So feel free to follow us at the Telegraph and come out to some of these games throughout the season because we'd love to have you out here.
All right, Ron, that's going to do it. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll come back and get ready for this second half kickoff. You're listening to the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week on DSBNSports.com.
At Quality Computers, we're known for our service, whether locally for our in-store and on-site service, or nationally with our remote service or Quality Care Suite. But we also have the largest selection of computers in stock in Middle Georgia, whether that is new desktops or new laptops or refurbished desktops and laptops. We also carry all-in-ones and convertibles.
All professionals, no geeks, quality computer systems.
And welcome back to the Ed DeVore Sports Complex. Russell Deese, glad to have you with us as we get set for the second half kickoff. It is a 17-0 game, and back deep will be number 8 for the Warhawks will be Jeremy Horton. Cody Burrell will do the honors here for the Huskies, and we are underway in the second half. Taking along the 20, go to the far side. 25, got a seam in a big hole. 40, 45, 50. Got to beat the kicker to the outside. He'll get to the 35. He'll get to inside the 20, 18-yard line, And let's see where he'll get pushed out, and let's see where they'll call him down at. And they're going to mark him down. Let's check it and see. And let's see, we have one of the referees down, and I'm not sure what we're going to get here. We got a flag, and the flag is thrown around the 26-yard line of the Huskies. And I'm not for sure they're not going to get a late hit out of bounds on this one. And we'll wait for the referee to turn around and give us a signal. Personal foul, and it's a dead ball foul. We'll look at the replay, and he was clearly out of bounds when he got tapped on that one. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty, and that's really going to set the Warhawks up in business here. On the return for them that time was number 8, Jeremy Horton, and he took it all the way from his 21 to the 21, and they're going to mark the flag off all the way down to the 13-yard line. So Dinkins will go to that far side. Horton will come to this side. Glover will be the wideout. Horton will go in motion, and they'll leave it with a tailback, and that's Brown, and he's going to get outside, and he's going to have a 13-yard touchdown run. And just like that, it is 24-0 to start this second period of play. So Brown on the carry to start the third period of play after the big kickoff and the penalty. So at the 11:39 mark, it is Amarian Brown with a 13-yard run, and the extra point will come from Tenney. Snap, it's going to be low, and it's going to get on the ground, and the holder's going to have to throw it up, and it's going to fall incomplete. And that was number 15 on the hold that time, and that was Cole Hooks. And the extra point is no good. So timeout on the field, 11:39 to go, 23-0. Veterans leads it on the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, call the Downey Law Firm in Macon, Georgia. Attorney Jason Downey focuses on personal injury matters and has fought to recover millions of dollars for his clients. The Downey Law Firm handles cases throughout the entire state of Georgia. Visit their website today, DowneyLawGA.com, or give them a call at 478-974-1738. The Downey Law Firm, making sure things are fair in the legal world.
$11:39 here at the Ed. And after an opening kickoff return down to the 21 and a penalty, one play later, Brown scores on a short kick. Howard will come this way, and that's Vining, and nope, make that number 4 on the return for the Huskies. And he's going to finally go down. Now it's Quentin Sewell, and he is going to get tackled down there. I think Jordan Brown was in on the tackle, one of them. Number 5 also, and that would have been Brown in on the, and that was Rochelle Dinkins. So the ball will be on the 30-yard line, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Huskies right there. Trailing 23-0. Opening kickoff, return from the 21 to about the 25, then a personal foul call on a late hit, and they'll go to Raekwon Holmes, and Holmes will get across the 30, roll up to the 33-yard line before he's tackled by number 4, Amarian Brown. Pick up 3 yards on the play, bring up a second down and 7. 11:07 to go. Veteran has drawn first blood here in the second half on a touchdown run by Brown. 2nd and 7, Vining in a shotgun. Take and give it to Holmes. Holmes is going to step in. Not much place to run, and he's going to step inside, and he's going to find extra room, and he's going to roll up to the 42-yard line and pick up a first down, and he was tackled on the play that time by number 14, and that is Devin Powell. but he'll pick up about 10 yards on the play, make it 9. Only needed 7, so a new set of downs for the Huskies. Homecoming here tonight for the Howard Huskies. Hard to believe. We are already at homecoming. Next week, we'll be at the halfway point. Andre Ellington will come split wide to this near side. Send a man in motion from left to right, and they'll run it to him. He'll get up underneath, and he's got room to run on the quarter, 45, and he'll get knocked out around the 46 following his lead blocker, and that was Quentin Sewell. So he'll pick up about 5 on the play. Let's see where they mark it. They'll give him the 47. He'll actually go from the 42, so he'll give him 5 yards on the play. Sewell gets the play from the sideline. Huskies trying to mount a drive. Meadows will go to that far side along with Sewell. Andres Ellington to this near side. H-back and a single setback. Take and go to Raekwon Holmes. He'll bounce outside, and he won't go anywhere because big number 40 is going to wrap him up, and that's Landon Quarles. And Quarles has had a good night here on defense and on offense. So they'll sack him for a loss back from the 47 to the 44-yard line. 3-yard loss, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down, and we're going to call it 8. Got to break the midfield stripe and roll on into the 48-yard line of the Warhawks to pick up a new set of downs. They'll empty the back field this time and go trips to the left. Rebounding, drop straight back. Got time, going to look, throw it in the middle of the field, and it's going to get knocked away by number 44 that time, and that is Josh Lee, the linebacker. He was back there playing center field, and he was trying to go to 83, Lorenzo Hargrove, his big tight end. So Burrell will kick it away, and back deep will go the dangerous return man for the Warhawks, and that's Jeremy Horton, who had the big kickoff return to open this 3rd period of play. Burrell will kick it from about his 34-yard line. Clean snap, and kicks it away. High kick. Not real deep, going to go out of bounds, and it's going to come up a little shorter kick than what he wanted to happen, and let's see where they mark it. Hit it from about his 35, and let's see where they give him on this ball. Could be right around the 30, 32-yard line. Let's check. And it is going to be all the way to the 35-yard line. So, only about a 30-yard net out of that punt that time, make it 31. And Leighton Pickney will come in from the sidelines for the Warhawks and Coach David Bruce with a 23-0 lead at 8:43, 8:53 make it to go in this half. Horton will come to this near side. Dinkins to the far side. Go with an eye and a little offset it. And Brown will get it, and they'll eat him up this time. And they'll lose a yard on the forward progress. And that was a big tackle in that time. And that was Quintavious Morant on the tackle, number 45. And he got in there real cat quick like. 8:30 clock moves in the 3rd. 23-0 is your score. Second down, they'll give him the line of scrimmage, call it 2nd and 10. Dinkins will go to that far side. Horton to the near side. H back with a single setback. Take and give to Brown. Brown gets outside, 35, 40. Knocked down. Nope, won't get knocked down. He'll get to the 45. Somebody grabbed him up around the shoulder pads and waited for help, and he got 2 or 3 more that came in there and helped him. And one of it's number 63, Josh Gerald, along with a host of others. Number 8 was in there as well, and that's Zaquan Mitchell. Ball on the 46, got to get to the 45, 41 rather, got to get to the 45. 3rd down and a long 4 here, so nose in will be along between the 40 and a half. Dinkins will go to that far side. Horton to the bottom. Take and give it to the second man through, and that is going to be Quarles, I believe, on the carry, Landon Quarles, and he's going to pick up to the 43-yard line, and going to be 4th down. It's going to be 2 yards short. And that may have been Josh Lee that time on the carry. No, that was Quarles. So Tenney will come on to kick. Back deep will be Bindings and Andres Ellington. They'll stand along the 28 and the 30 respectively. Up on a fake kick, they're going to kick it short, and the up back's going to take it, and he's going to go on a fast, quick pitch, and he's going to drive all the way in to the 25-yard line. And they had the up back to, they snapped it to, and that was number 20. And that was Corey Walker, who's lined up some at fullback this year. And on 4th down and 2, they faked the kick, and Howard's in a hole again, and they're driving toward the red zone with Veterans with a 23-0 lead. 6:33 to go, and a new set of downs, ball along the 24-yard line of the Huskies. Tate going to throw out in the flat, and he's got his man out there, Horton. Horton's going to try to turn the corner and can't get around, but he'll pick up 3 or 4 big yards before he's taken down. And we'll try to get the number on who made the number 33 that time on the stop, and that was Aaron Simmons. Ball along the 21-yard line. Pick up a 3 on the play. They'll send Dinkins to this near side this time. Single setback, man in motion will be Horton. Take and going to give it to the tailback Brown, and he's going to break outside after getting wrapped up on one side or the other, and he's going to rush it all the way inside the 11-yard line and have a new set of downs. Reversed his field, bottled up on this near side, turned around and went to the far side, and with 5:21 to go, it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the Howard Huskies 11-yard line. 23-0, and the Warhawks are knocking on the door. Veterans offense got to get something moving. This defense has been on the field an awfully long time here already in this second half. Single setback will be Brown. Under center, go to Brown. Steps in, 10, gets to the 9, and he's going to be pulled down right there. Number 7, Daniel Lavelle on the tackle. Ball at the 9-yard line. .439 to go, and the clock runs with a 23-0 lead for the Warhawks. Dinkins goes to the far side. Horton this near side. Brown will be your lone setback, along with number 44 in there, and that is Josh Lee. Toss sweep, go to Dinkins, and he's going to try and end around, and he's not going to get very far, and he's going to get to the 11-yard line, and that's as far as he's going to go. And number 2 was in there on the tackle, along with number 7, and that was Lavelle, and Daniel Lavelle's had a good night, and he had some help from DeAndre Shelton. That's going to push him back to the 11-yard line. They gave him a gracious spot, and it's 3rd down, and you got to get to the 1 to pick up a new set of downs. Number 3 checks in, and that's Justin Stevens now. Stevens will come to this near side. Single setback, take, and the quarterback's going to roll to his right. He's going to look, and he's going to throw it back in the middle, and it's broken up beautifully right along the goal line that time by the Huskies. And let's see who he was trying to go for. Was that Dinkins down there that he was going for? We'll check and see if his number turns around. And number 10 knocked it away, and that was Jalen Parker, a freshman defensive back. So Tenney will come on and attempt. 27-yard field goal. Snap was good this time. He kicks it up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. Your score, Veterans 26, Howard nothing. You're listening to the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week on DSBN Sports.
At Marco's, we're piling on the toppings. Try our award-winning white cheesy pizza, stacked with flavors like feta and bacon. It's white pizza the Marco's way. Or our Meat Supremo, loaded with more Italian meats than you can imagine. With so many toppings, there's never a boring bite.
And the kick, and Howard will take it along the 5 and bring it up, and this is Vining, I believe, on a return. We'll check and see. No, that's Raekwon Howard on the Holmes, rather, on the return, and he's going to get all the way down to the 39-yard line, and he's going to be tackled by Tenney, who saves a touchdown. So Howard gets a great field position with 3:02 as he was dragged down from behind by the kicker, who saved possibly a return for a touchdown. So nice return from the 5-yard line. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line of Veterans. Some folks in the booth are calling for a horse collar, but he grabbed him about mid-drift around the back there, not up around his collar. So first down. Andre Ellington will come to this near side. 2 backfield take, and he'll leave it with the up back, and he'll step in, and let's see who this is running this time. He'll go from the 39, get to about the 38, maybe to 37. Bonnie will come to the sideline and get his signal from Coach Hester and his staff. 2:35, ball is on the 37-yard line. Pickup of about 2 on the play. Quarterback's going to try to bootleg, but he had it in his hands and just dropped it. And Jalik Phillips is the running back in there now. So he'll lose back 4 yards, back to the 41, make it 41-yard line. Yep, about 4-yard loss, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12 for the Huskies. Sewell to this side along with Meadows. Drops straight back. Got time, now got some pressure. Throws in the flat, got a man out there, but he's not going to get very far. He'll get to the 35, and he is tackled by number 55 that time. Then that went to Andre Ellington, number 55, and that was Andrew Inslee, who's had a pretty good night defensively here for the Veterans. Warhawks. 122, 4th down. Play's going to come in, and that's Quentin Sewell, bring it in. And the Huskies are going to go for it. Desperate to get points on the board now, as we've got less than 70 seconds to go here in this 3rd period of play. In a shotgun, Avery Vining on a 4th down. Drop straight back and look. Going to throw out in the flat, and it's going to go incomplete. And not for sure who he was throwing the ball to, and it looked like it may have slipped off his hand. He had an up receiver on an out pattern and a long receiver on an out pattern, and he kind of just threw it right in between. So 54 seconds, 59 and a half seconds to go in this 3rd period, and the Warhawks will take over with the lead here. $59 and a half seconds to go in this 3rd period of play. Want to thank our sponsors again: Marco's Pizza, Quality Computers, Classic Firearms, the Downey Law Firm, You Park 'em, You Sell 'em, Kudzu Seafood, the Macon Touchdown Club, BT Media Productions, and Middle Georgia State University. And they're going to go to Brown, and he's going to have room to run, and he'll get from the 35 up to the 42-yard line, I believe, where they're going to mark him. So pickup of about 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3 with 40 seconds to go. Glover checks out. Horton will come to this side. They'll go Dinkins to that far side. They'll flip him every now and then. Take and go to Brown again. He'll step in. He'll have some room to run. And he'll get back maybe a yard, and that's about all. They may give him to the 49 and give him 2. Number 63 on the tackle that time for the Huskies. Third down, and that's going to run out the third period. Timeout on the field of the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week here on DSBN. 26-0, Veterans lead it. We'll come back for the final 12 minutes of this one after this.
I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that. I can fix that.
I can fix that.
Can you fix this?
I can fix that.
For the best service on your desktop and laptop computers, from hardware to software problems, Quality Computer Systems always has you covered.
All professionals, no geeks, quality computer systems.
Welcome back to the Ed DeFore Sports Complex here in Macon, Georgia. Russell Leach, glad to have you with us. It's another Football Friday night right here on DSBN Sports. It's the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week, and this week it's the Veterans Warhawks as they come a-calling on the Howard Huskies. It is homecoming night for the Huskies, but so far it has been all about the Veterans Warhawks, and they lead it 26-0. We do have one update out of Single A. And that is Tatnall Square Academy is leading Pacelli 41-0, and that is in the third. Take, and the ball's going to get dropped on the ground, and we're going to get a false start. And that's going to back it up 5. And that stops the clock. We'll keep it right here. Corey Walker checks out. Pickney gets his signal in. Brown, who's been a good workhorse here for him tonight. Dinkins will be to this near side this time. Take and drop straight back, throw a little slot. He goes up in the air and it's picked off. And Howard's got an interception, and they got a man running free at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to fumble it in the end zone. And what's going to happen is, let's see, are they going to say he's down or no? I believe that ball is going to go back over to Veterans, and we'll check and see. Unbelievable. Number 9 with the interception, and that was Octavius Reed. He was running free to the end zone. The quarterback runs him down and knocks the ball out of his hands along the 9-yard line, and it goes, and Veterans has recovered this ball. I believe they're going to keep possession on their own 1-yard line, and I'll tell you what, when things go bad, they go bad, and the Huskies cannot make it happen on any level here tonight. And we got a penalty flag now right about the 20-yard line, so let's check and see. And it was against Howard, and they're going to decline it. And so inside the 1-yard line, folks, if you're watching our live YouTube channel, just scroll it back. You got to watch that one again, because it is not going Howard's way at all. Had a man tip a ball in the air, intercepted, running free with the ball out away from his body, of course, which he should not be doing. Heads up play by the quarterback who ran him down. I believe that was the quarterback that Pickney that ran him down. knocked the ball out of his hand on about the 7-yard line, and another veterans player falls on it inside the 1-yard line. So at 11:45 inside the 1, it's 1st and 10 veterans instead of Howard going in for a touchdown, and they're going to leave it with big number 40 Landon Quarles, and he's going to get out across the 5, out to the 7, maybe the 10-yard line, and yes, he will. So he's going to be a half yard short of a new set of downs. Unbelievable set of circumstances for the Howard Huskies here tonight. Both of these teams have put it on the ground, but Veterans hasn't given it up. Howard has. There must have been 8 fumbles in this game already. So they go to Quarles again, and he's going to get across the 15 to the 16 to the 17 and a new set of downs. And now you know Coach David Bruce is just going to let the big uns up front just try to lean on them here now. Probably broke their spirit on that fumble play down on the goal line, and now he's just going to pound it and pound it and pound it. 26-0. Not to say he won't unleash one here, but they're going in tight formation with a full house backfield, and Pinckney's going under center. 1st down and 10 along the 17. Take and give it to the second man through, and I believe that's Brown. He'll get to the 18, maybe the 19-yard line. We'll give him 2 yards to the 19. That looks like they'll mark him along the 20. Howard now is going to shuffle 3 people in and out and try to keep some fresh bodies up front and not let this happen where they just keep pounding the ball on those guys that have been on the field a long time here tonight. Defense has spent a lot of time on the field. Pinckney gets his play in. Dinkins to come to this side. Single setback, wide out to either side. Take, and he's going to give it to Quarles, and he's going to step in there, and he's not going to get much. He's going to get pushed back along the 20, but the clock runs at 9:55. Third down and 6. They'll bring Jeremy Horton back in. Pinckney gets his play. Dinkins to this side, Horton to the far side. Go with a big H-back as well that time. Josh Lee will be in there as well. Take and look, and they'll take that shot. Goes back, and Howard can't intercept it. And he was going to number 8, Jeremy Horton. Number 20 on the play that time was Mikhail Mike. So 4th down, and Avery Vining will be back along the 50 and receive this. He'll stand along his own 47-yard line. $9:16. Bad snap to the punter, and he's going to have to run outside, and he's going to be sacked along the 20-yard line. And so the Huskies finally get a break. A bad snap to the punter, and he is tackled along the 20-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and 10. 26-0, but running out of time with 9 minutes to go in this one. Quentin Sewell will bring the play in. Ellington will go far to that side. They'll bring Sewell and Meadows to this side. Toss sweep, and they'll go to Raekwon Holmes. And Holmes will be down back to the line of scrimmage, and he didn't get much further than that. Number 15, Jalik Phillips will come in. Holmes will check out. Jalik Phillips, sophomore running back. A little bigger than Raekwon Holmes. Take and fake. Avery Vining looks. He'll tuck it and run. 15, and that's about as far as he got before he got ate up by number 44, and that was Josh Lee, who's had a really good game here tonight for the veterans. Clock runs at 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Rather fast-moving game here tonight at the Ed DeForest Sports Complex. I want to remind you once again to join us every Thursday night here on DSBNSports.com. Just go to the top of the page and click on Gridiron Gap, and live from 6:30 to 8, we'll talk high school and college football with you. Don't forget our Classic Firearms Pick'em contest. The winner and the score this week, Texas A&M and Army. Throw a fade into the corner to Andre Sellington. And did he catch it? Did he catch it? Let's check it and see. Yes, he did. So a nice 15-yard pass from Avery Vining to Andre Sellington, and the Howard Huskies avoid the shutout with 7:42 to go here in the fourth period of play. And it's a 15-yard pass from Avery Vining to Andre Sellington, and the Huskies are on the board. Cody Burrell will try to stick it through. Snap, touch, kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 7:42. It's the Marco's Gridiron Game of the Week. Veterans leads it 26-7. We'll be back.
Well, it's football time in the South, and that means we're rolling toward the greatest time of the year. No, not just football. It's almost time for hunting season 2. And if you're in the market for a new rifle, there's no better place than Classic Firearms, located at 3780 Northside Drive, right here in Macon, across from the Wellness Center. Whether you're in the market for a rifle, a shotgun, or a new concealed carry pistol, now is the time to go see Buddy Webb and his knowledgeable staff at Classic Firearms. They have everything from weapons to accessories to ammunition. So call them today at 478-257-6655 or visit them online at classicfirearmsga.com and tell them you heard about it on DSBN Sports.
And welcome back to the Ed DeForest Sports Complex. Glad to have you with us on our Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week. Want to remind you to join us on Thursday nights here on DSBNSports.com for Gridiron Gab. Just go to DSBNSports.com, top of the page, click on the Gridiron Gab tab, and we'll be live 6:30 to 8 from Marco's Pizza starting this Thursday night. And Burrell's going to kick it high and short, and it's going to come down to the 19, and let's see who this is on the return, and I believe that's Horton. And he's going to spin up to about the 35-yard line. I want to remind you once again on our Gridiron Game of the Week, it's our Classic Firearms Pick'em contest. Each week, well, we'll give about $60, $70 worth of prizes. We pick the SEC Game of the Week, and would love to have you come join us and give us our pick. Now, we had the picks all day yesterday and today. You got to get them in before 12 o'clock tomorrow, so email them right there on the contact page of DSBNSports.com, or just drop it down to GridironGab at yahoo.com. Our pick'em contest this week, Texas A&M and Auburn. You got to pick the winner of the score. Don't forget, the guy with the most wins at the end of the season is going to win about a $600 shotgun from Classic Firearms. And they're going to leave it inside the Brown, and he's not going to get much running room, and they're not going to be in any particular hurry here with a 19-point lead at 7:25. Huskies do have 3 timeouts left, but boy, oh boy, do they need some points and need them in a hurry. A big turnover here for the Huskies might spark some life into this offense. Had an opportunity to score a few minutes ago and had a big interception on a tip ball, was running it into the end zone. Somebody came from behind and knocked it out of their hands, and veterans got it inside the 1. Stopped the scoring drive. Pickney in a shotgun. They're going to leave it underneath, and this is going to be Horton on that little jet sweep, and he's going to be close, and they're going to give him the 43-yard line. Had to get to the 45 to pick up a new set of downs, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Clock runs at 6:31. Well, they're going to be making the 44, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 now. So 3rd and 1. Want to remind you again, the Macon Touchdown Club continues its celebration of its 71st year as they meet Monday night at the Methodist Children's Home on Pierce Avenue. Our guest speaker this week will be none other than Bobby Lamb, the head coach of the Mercer Bears. Take and give, and he's going to give it to Quarles, and he's going to roll and get his first down across the 45 to the 46-yard line and stop the clock to mid the chains at 5:58. If you'd like to know more about the Touchdown Club, go to MaconTouchdownClub.com and look at us on Facebook as well, or give me a call at 478-550-0524. Would love to have you there. Every meeting starts at 6:30. It's dinner and the program soon to follow. A night of football fun and fellowship and honoring student athletes with our back lineman and special teams player of the week. Go to Horton. He reverses his field. Got bottled up. Now he'll get drugged down right along the line of scrimmage. And a nice tackle that time by number 10 on the tackle for the Huskies. And that was Jalen Parker. A lot of things going on with the Touchdown Club this year. Some of our guest speakers are going to include Bobby Lamb, as we said. Last week we had Chris Hatcher from the Sanford Bulldogs, as Chris and his team went to 4-0 after a little trip out to Central Arkansas, in which they were the underdog. Came away with a win, 35-29. Always good to see Chris, native son. Harlan Hill Award winning, that's Division II, same as the Heisman Trophy when he won it. Leave it with the back as he goes through the middle. He'll go from the 46, across the 50 into Howard's territory. They're going to mark him down at the 49, and that was Quarles. In a shotgun, Pickney. Quarles will be his only setback. And let's see. Coach Bruce will call a timeout. Take one with him. Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week. 4:06 to go in this one. It's been all veterans. 26-7. We'll be back.
You wanted it back, so we're bringing it back. Marco's Grilled Chicken Florentine Pizza. We start with dough made fresh in our stores every day. Then top it with Parmesan garlic sauce, grilled chicken, 4 cheeses, including feta, and of course, garden fresh spinach. For a limited time, get Marco's large grilled chicken Florentine or any of our specialty chicken pizzas for just $12.99. Order online at marcos.com.
Welcome back to the DSBN presentation of Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week, brought to you by Marco's Pizza, Quality Computers, Classic Firearms, the Downey Law Firm, U Parkham Musellum, Kudzu Seafood, the Macon Touchdown Club, BT Media Productions, Middle Georgia State University. 4:06 to go, 3rd and 5 for the Warhawks. Pickney's going to roll right. Going to look and going to throw it right back across, and it looks like, are they going to get, no, they're going to call it. It was intercepted back there, but they're going to call him out of bounds. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 5. Number 20 on the interception that time, and that was McKay Mack. So going back to our Touchdown Club this week, as we were talking about it, would be Bobby Lamb. Upcoming speakers, Tyson Summers from Georgia Southern, Ray Goff, former head coach of the University of Georgia. Then he'll be followed by Pat Dye, Hall of Fame coach of the Auburn Tigers, Georgia Tech's Paul Johnson, Kevin Porter, one of the greats from Warner Robins and at Auburn and an All-Pro at Kansas City, and then Frank Beamer, the legend from Virginia Tech, followed by Lauren Smith, the longtime voice on the sidelines of the Georgia Bulldogs, and then last but not least, Kerwin Bell from Valdosta State and Florida Gator fame. So long punt, and it'll be taken along the 5 and brought up to, let's see where they mark him, to about the 11, and the Huskies will be in a deep hole with 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go in this one. Don't forget to stick around for a few minutes after we get this one wrapped up. We'll come back and recap the scoring for you, but we'll also get the final verdict brought to you by the Downey Law Firm. The Downey Law Firm's making sure things are fair in the legal world. So first down and 10 for Mr. Vining and company, and they'll send Andres Ellington to this near side along with a man in a slot. They'll go both sides with that. And I believe this will be Lorenzo Hargrove. And let's see, do we have a timeout? We do. We'll take one with them. 3:48 to go. Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week on DSPN Sports. We'll be back.
You guys did a great job on my computer. Can you fix this?
We do work on cell phones. We fix tablets and game consoles. Yeah, we can fix that. What happened?
I don't know.
The best prices and the best service. Quality Computer Systems has you covered.
All professionals, no geeks, quality computer systems.
Welcome back to the Ed DeFore Sports Complex. Russell Deese, glad to have you. This DSBN presentation of the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week. 3:48 to go. It's been all veterans here. A lot of miscues for Game 4 of the season out of both of these clubs, but veterans has been able to not let their mistakes cost them, however, Howard has, and the Warhawks have certainly taken advantage of it. 3 minutes and 37 seconds to go on the handoff to Raekwon Holmes, and he's going to get back to about the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be second down and 10. Andres Ellington will get the play from the sidelines. Ellington will come split to this near side, along with Jeremiah Kelly. Drop straight back. Going deep. Got a man in the slot, and he missed him. He was trying to go for number 4, Quentin Sewell. And back deep on the coverage was number 6, and that was Kamen Smith for the Warhawks. Stops the clock at 3:03. Going to bring up a third down and about 9. Ball is going to be on the 13-yard line. We're going to call it 10. I don't even think you've got to move that ball up a full yard. We're going to go with third down and 10 here for the Huskies. Deep in the hole with 3:03 to go in this game. They'll go trips to this near side this time, along with Jalik Phillips, who will be one out here. Empty backfield for Vining. Going to throw it. Got a man right there at the first down marker, and he drops it on the ground, and they're going to call that incomplete pass. Good coverage over there that time. And let's check and see who gets up out of the bottom of that. And that's number 12 was one of them, along with Devin Powell and Jacob Pierce, a sophomore and a senior defensive back. So fourth down, Cody Burrell will kick it away. Back deep will go a man who's already had a couple of long run backs this year, in this game rather, Jeremy Horton. There's a snap. Kick is high and really high. Good punt. Going to drive the return man. It's going to bounce on the 45, roll inside the 40 to just inside the 40 along the 39-yard line. And with 2 minutes and 45 seconds, we'll hold it right here. And that's where the Veterans Warhawks will take over with a 26-7 lead. So a good kick by Burrell. 48-yard punt by Cody Burrell. And the Warhawks will have it with only 2 minutes and 45 seconds to burn off here. And we got a late man coming on. And that is number 84 for the Warhawks. That's Ive Hickman. take and going to leave it with the up back, and he got a new running back in the game, and he's got room to run, and he's going to get to the midfield stripes, and that was, let's check in and see, I believe that's number 28 on the carry, and that's Gerard Johnson. And we've got a new quarterback, looks like, in the game. We'll catch his number for you here in just a second. Roll the clock at 2:22, cross the midfield stripe to the 49-yard line. And number 15, Cole Hooks, a sophomore, is now your quarterback. Send the wide out to the far side, and Zatorian Williams. So Hooks will take, and he's going to leave it underneath with number 13, and that's Cyrus Zool. And Zool's going to get from the 49 into the 46, pick up of 3 yards. Second down and 7, 153. Don't forget to stick around for our little post-game wrap-up show here tonight. It'll be the final verdict on this game, brought to you by the Downey Law Firm. We'll also announce our player of the game. .131 to go. Hooks will take and give it to the running back, and he'll come outside, and we're going to get a hold this time. And let's see. He was going to number 28, and that was Jared Johnson. And he was tackled on the play by number 20 that time, and that was McKay Mack. And it is a hold. And they're going to move him back 10 yards. And that'll take it from the 47 back to the 43-yard line. Yeah, let's see where they mark that. The hold, it'll come. Yep. So a minute 9 clock runs. Cole Hooks under center this time, gives to the up back. He gets to the 45. He'll get to midfield stripe and run it hard back into the Huskies territory. And that's number 28 again, and that's Jared Johnson. And we go under 60 seconds here in this one. So both teams here tonight have got some work to do as we head to the midpoint of the season. But the veterans, Warhawks, have come to Macon, and they have been in control of this one really since the start. And there's a snap, and it's going to go behind Hooks, and he's going to have to fall on it, back on. He needs to fall on it and cannot along the 33-yard line, try to pick it up and run with it. And Howard's going to take over with 17 seconds to go in this one. So Veterans snaps back from their 1-3 start. They'll go to 2-3. Howard will fall to 1-4. Have not had any updates on scores. The only other thing we had early tonight is a lot of teams locally are not around in the city of Macon tonight. A single A game. Tatnall was leading Pacelli on the road 41-0, and that one's got to be late in that one as well too. Avery Vining drops straight back with 16 ticks to go. Going to throw it down the middle, and it's jumped up and knocked away by number 14 for the Warhawks that time on the play, right along the 5-6 yard line as he got up in the air and made a really good play on it, and that was Devin Powell. Devin's had a good night, had his name called several times. 11.9 seconds to go. Meadows will go to that far side. Ellington will be the wide on this side. 11.9 seconds. Avery Vining drops straight back. Gonna look, gonna throw it right down the middle of the field, and it'll fall incomplete. He was going for Ellington, and back there on the coverage for the Warhawks was Jordan Brown, the sophomore defensive back. Stops the clock, makes it 3rd and 10 with 6.5 ticks to go. Don't forget, we'll wrap it up here with the final verdict brought to you by the Downey Law Firm. and name our player of the game as we get back into the recap when we come back. Got a man running on late for the Warhawks. Vining drops straight back. Going to throw a long fade down there, and it's going to be broken up beautifully. Incomplete, and that's going to do it. Your final here from the Ed DeFore Sports Complex. Veterans wins it 26-7. We'll take our final break and come back. The Downey Law Firm understands what happens when you've been injured in a car wreck. Attorney Jason Downey used to work for insurance companies, and he's helped injured victims obtain millions of dollars for their injuries. Whether you're in Macon, Valdosta, Atlanta, or anywhere in between, the Downey Law Firm handles cases throughout the entire state of Georgia. Give them a call today at 478-974-1738. The Downey Law Firm, making sure things are fair in the legal world. Now, let's head back to the stadium for our post-game wrap-up, presented by the Downey Law Firm, and get the final verdict on this game. And welcome back to the Ed DeFore Sports Complex as we head with our post-game wrap-up show. The final verdict is what we call it. Brought to you by the Downey Law Firm here on the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week. Let's quickly recap the scoring in this game. It came at the 11:55 mark of the second period when Penny for Veterans kicked a field goal, 21 yards, and that put them on the board 3-0. Then a few plays later, after a turnover at the 9:19 mark, Landon Quarles had his first touchdown of the night. It was an 11-yard run. Tenney with the extra point made it 10-0. Then with 2.5 seconds to go, it was quarterback Leighton Pickney on a long fade into the corners. He hit Rochelle Dinkins for a touchdown pass of 21 yards. Extra point was good, and that was really the motivational point of this game. And Veterans went in with a 17-0 halftime lead. Then early in the second period, it was second half the third at 11:39 mark. After a long kickoff return by Jeremy Horton to start the second period of play, it was Amarian Brown with a 13-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage, and the extra point was no good, but that made it 23-0, and that was really all the Veterans Warhawks needed. But they didn't stop there. In the third period with 3:15 to go, Tenney with another 27-yard field goal, and it was 26-0. The Howard Huskies finally got on the board of the fourth quarter at the 7:42 mark on a 15-yard pass from Avery Vining to Andre Sellington. The extra point by Burrell was good, and that's where we ended the clock and wound it out here tonight. Well, your final from the Ed DeFore Sports Complex was 26-7. Our player of the game tonight, well, we thought he played a good game, and he overcame a lot of mistakes, and that's Leighton Pickney, the quarterback for the Veterans Warhawks. So congratulations, Leighton, being named our player of the game. He overcome some early adversity in this game and didn't make a lot of mistakes in the second half and led his team on to victory. Well, that's going to do it from the Ed DeFore Sports Complex here tonight. Once again, we want to thank all of our sponsors here on the Marco's Pizza Gridiron Game of the Week, and we'll go through them one more time. It is Marco's Pizza, Quality Computer, Classic Firearms, the Downey Law Firm, You Park 'em, You Sell 'em, Kudzu Seafood, the Macon Touchdown Club, BT Media Productions, and Middle Georgia State University. Don't forget, Monday night at the Macon Touchdown Club, our guest will be Bobby Lamb, the head coach of the Mercer Bears. Dinner starts at 6:30, and a program soon to follow after that. We'll hear from Coach Lamb and honor our back lineman and special teams player of the week. We want to thank you once again for being with us. Don't forget, Thursday night, live at 6:30, go to dspnsports.com, click on Gridiron Gab tab at the top of the page. We'll be live to talk college football and our Classic Firearms Pick'em contest each and every week. You still have time till 12 noon tomorrow to get your pick in. Just simply send us an email or on the contact page there at gridirongab@yahoo.com. The team we're picking, the winner and the score is Texas A&M versus Auburn. Well, the final once again, 26-7 from the Ed DeFore Sports Complex. We'll see you Thursday night live from Marco's Pizza. Our time is up. We thank you for yours.